What scares you the most?
Ooh. What scares me the most? What scares me the most, I think, is not getting to do what I'm meant to do here in life. So taking advantage of every opportunity to create, because that's how I kind of learn about life and learn about myself and just,
Did you always know you wanted to create and do this?
Yes. In films, not necessarily, but from a very, very young age. I used to look at a paintbrush at the supermarket, an artist brush, and just swoon over it. I had no idea what was going on, except I had these butterflies in me. And then my mother would come, "We can't afford it," and walk me out. And I was like, oh. So when I had the opportunity to do something creative, I knew I was hooked.
What were the first things you created? I'm interested.
Paintings and I don't know exactly the exact images. Yeah, probably something cute, one would assume.
What was the impetus to the transition into filmmaking then? I'm interested.
I was doing a lot of photography. After art college, I took one photography course in art college, and after 4 years, but there was something so immediate about it. And I loved that it put me out with people, because as an artist, you can be a complete loner. And I do love that when I create, but it kind of can get to you. So it forced me to communicate, which, as an artist, you don't have to know even the language English. You don't have to know anything, except, you're in a world and to paint. But so it allowed me to share my ideas and how to communicate and to be around people, and also how to find that sort of intuitiveness that you have when you're an artist, how to do that in a film environment. And photography felt very like a natural progression into film, because you've got the frame, you've got lighting. I used to do all that on my own, so it's a natural progression.
Do you do everything on set now? Do you look at things?
I get involved in everything, from the hair down to the shoes, down to the color of. I surround myself with a great team that I kind of get on with, and then it's just sort of like kids in a candy store.
What was it about the turning in particular that made you want to adapt this and turn this into a film?
What I loved about is the nature of how interpretive the material is. It's a dark story, but you can read it as a ghost story, and then you could read it as a psychological story about a woman going mad. And the idea of that interpretation is what I think makes it a really great framework for a visual storytelling. So yeah, that kind of drew me in for sure.
How much did the script change when you came aboard the film?
Well, the script, we kept the structure from the Hayes brothers, but I wanted to make it more female-centric. And kind of really get into the POV of Kate. So we worked on making that a more kind of the road that we went down.
What in particular changed? What sort of
the female-centric part of it, really kind of getting into the story through Kate.
Did you always know you wanted this to be sort of ambiguous? Did you lean into that, or was that always sort of present in the?
It was one of the first things that I wanted to do, because the source material has lasted over 100 years. People talking about what does it mean and the symbology in the book, and so I kind of gravitated towards that kind of ending, because I think people can put themselves into the film a bit more. And also, the last act is more like a fever dream. You're kind of really lost with in Kate's psyche.